$27,900.
I created Survivor FSU.
Sean is the founder. Alright, so Dalton is. And the 14th person voted out of Survivor FSU, Claire's response. Claire. You, Claire, Travis spoke.
Claire, I have done everything to keep you in this game since we merged. I just had no choice. I could not keep you any longer. Consider this a compliment that you're such a big threat.
Alright, you guys are gonna get three mail.
Spin the wheel, let colors align. Match them up quickly, it's all by design. With each right choice, your chances will pump, so take a leap and might as well jump.
Color match. Imagine.
Sandra, bring me the necklace, please. Immunity is back up for grabs. Win this challenge and you will be guaranteed a spot in the final three where you will be able to plead your case to the jury as to why you should be the sole survivor. This challenge is a real Survivor challenge called Might As Well Jump. This is from Survivor. Yours was here with this hustle. You will go to 4 stations. You're out here because one station is right down the stairs, one station is upstairs, one station is down this hall, one station is down that hall. You have to answer a trivia question about this season. It will be multiple choice. Okay? You answer the question. If you get the question wrong, there will be a little cardboard X. You have to bring that X to me before you can attempt the question again. If you get the question right, there'll be a little green check. Hand your green check to the person at the station, and they will give you your piece. So one station you will have the 3 together, another station you will have another 3. Another station you will have another 3. The 4th station will be a wiffle ball. Once you have all of your pieces, you come back into the room where I'll show you the rest of the challenge. One, go!
Hello.
So we made the first challenge after swapping into 2 tribes. After 2 tribes, we did. It was B, snare the drum. Was this correct?
Mm-hmm.
So do I bring
correct.
Yeah. Thank you. Right, yeah. Hat on. Red. Whoa. Is that tech? What does that mean?
What are the symbols from the memory challenge? Oh, okay. King, queen, no. B.
Okay, pick it up.
Which one?
Yep.
Thank you.
Here.
Thank you.
Yep.
King, queen, fire, knight, tree, wave.
You keep it.
Oh, sorry.
The fifth person voted out was Survivor FSU. So C.
First challenge? Oh, stand the
Everyone on their way back.
I guessed on the show.
Wait,
You gotta step back.
super hard math.
Okay, just step back. Step to this line. Yep, this line. Which one? Yes, this one right here.
Oh, but I
That one, I left it. That one.
get
You
these
didn't
two,
do that
right?
one. Okay, Dane is on to the next portion of the challenge.
Yeah, for the record, I just have to get these two, right?
Yeah. Go ahead. Oh, no. Okay. All right. Sandra is still building her challenge. Both Rachel and Luke drop their challenges.
Shoot, that's.
Definitely good.
Did he hit him?
Yeah.
You're good, Luke. On to the next portion.
Wait, does this, guys, okay, they tilted, that means they moved. I've done.
Okay, you're good. Did you hit them?
I mean, I don't remember, but I can.
Okay, hit one, hit one. Hit one.
Yeah, you hit it.
Okay, perfect. Everyone on the puzzle portion of this challenge. Some of the balls may be a little bit sticky
sure it
because of
doesn't
the
leave the
paint.
board, Sandra.
You'd be able to roll them in. Push them in a little bit.
Yeah.
You like, just push them a little bit, sorry. That red was, yeah, right there. Yep. Sticky because of the paint. You just be able to roll them in. Just push them in a little bit. Yeah. Rachel has 2 rows done. Luke has no rows done.
I have one.
You're gonna. Uh-oh. We're in here? Yes, correct. To the right of black. So one's directed to the right of black. All right, Luke has 1 row done. Dana's in the lead with 3 rows.
I have 3.
Rachel tied Luke with 3. Sandra has, looks like 3 done. Sandra has 3 rows. Rachel has 4 rows done. She's on her last row.
Hey, how do I deal with this?
This one has a green missing, right?
Yes, that one has a green missing.
What do I do? Oh, is this possible?
What? It is possible. It is possible. Oh yeah, correct. Yeah, Sandra has 4 rows done. Rachel's still on her 5th row. That is not correct based on what I told you at the beginning of the challenge. Put the knife, it's fine. Sandra wins individual immunity. Sandra has a guaranteed spot in the final 3 where she will be able to plead her case to the jury of people that she helped vote out. All right.
Get Jeff Care.
Get your necklace. Congratulations. You have a guaranteed spot in the final 3 where you'll plead your case to the jury of people you helped vote out. You will have 15 minutes to go strategize on who you will be voting out of this next round.
I had no clue I was going to be standing here, to be honest. So I'm like very shocked right now. I'm going to try to make the decision to take to the final 3 people that I think will not get as many jury votes than me. Like I'm thinking just simple along those lines. So that's the decision that I'm trying to make right now. We'll see how it goes.
Obviously, Sandra winning. Good for her. She came in clutch. At this point, I haven't decided whether I want to cut Rachel or Dean. I'm gonna pitch myself to you.
Yeah, no, I want to get it. I would go with you.
Can we just make it a strong final 3 and have us all duke it out rather than someone who, let's be honest, didn't do anything besides find that fucking merge idol?
I honestly think that's not helpful for him because he has like.
Sandra's loyal and she's loyal to us over time because he's so sorry.
I agree. We've had so many conversations with her where we talked about like us being involved in the end. Yeah, Dan hasn't been. Yeah, I think her role is with us. It's really doesn't matter about him.
I don't
He's
want
done everything for us.
I wanted us to
He
win
was
the
so.
final.
Me too. I wish I could have clutched the
It's
challenge,
okay.
but
It was all of them.
I know, well, I'm pretty sure, I'm like fairly sure that whatever I go with, Luke will do the same because we've been like this since the start. Like he was the only person I told I had the immediate idol, and so if we like Rachel would be the other option.
Yeah.
I know that I can get Luke's vote on it.
You want Luke in the final 3 with us?
I guess so. I mean, if you want a majority vote of someone who's like sure to get out.
Do you know about connections that either of them have in the jury? Either one of them?
Luke never really was personal with anyone.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I was very neutral the entire
Rachel was close with
game. I was always finding the idols.
Rachel was at least a couple.
I don't think you had any drama with anyone, did you?
I don't know. It depends on how they see it. It depends on how I spin it.
Oh.
Because I'm sure Sebastian's not happy with me.
Oh, that's...
You think it's better to just be honest with him and then try and make something up? Because at least that way, because he's very big on like truthfulness.
Yeah.
And I feel like at least that way we can just have that with him.
Exactly.
Because I think he'll appreciate it.
Yeah.
But again, that is from Sandra's.
Yeah.
And I think she is, but
I mean, if she does pitch me, I'd rather it be 2-2.
yeah, I think she pitched me first.
Going back to the Luke, like, I know I can get his vote on something. So.
Alright. I think I'd like to take it. So Dane at least found the idol, but everybody knew he was looking for it, so I'm not sure that he's going to get a whole lot of points for that. There was a lot of strategic moves he could have made, and he was on the wrong side of that vote. So I kind of would like to take him with me. I think I can beat him in the final 3. And then it's literally a toss-up between Rachel and Luke, who I didn't get to work with that much. So I'm going to have to talk to both of them and then make a call.
And obviously, the only person who says,
I mean, I'm happy to stay straight up with him as long as it's not going to be frustrated with him and he pulls you and then you guys work.
I'm not gonna do that. I don't think. Like.
Yeah, I mean, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
But I honestly don't even want to talk to him. I want to prolong this as long as possible.
It would be best for my team to get out Rachel, but I don't know if she would vote for me at the end after that because I did just lie to her. I wish I didn't talk to her first, but that's just how that happened. Because I would have been straight up with her. I'm for voting Dean, but I have to talk to Sandra and Dean first.
All 3 of us day ones and we have to go against each other.
That's what makes it. I'm
Do
sorry.
we want to just like split like 1 for each person and then Sandra decides the vote?
You think? I mean,
Honestly, I mean, I wouldn't feel guilty about it because like then everyone would feel guilt-free.
Wait, so how would that work? We would do, like...
I'd vote you.
Oh,
You would vote
okay.
Luke would vote me.
It's kind of... I'm honestly not opposed to that.
Right?
Because
Then like there's no hard feelings anymore.
I kind of am with that.
Uh-huh.
I think Luke would.
Want me to ask him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really,
What was Luke's proposition?
I mean, obviously, like, he can't, if he's talking to me, he's not gonna say it's me. But I did say, one thing we decided on was that, like, whatever happens, it's not like a blindside situation. We wanna, like,
Be honest.
we want to be honest. It's because we work with you, and like it's a nightmare that the three of us have to decide amongst each other. So like we very much said, whatever happens, like it has to be honest communication.
Okay.
So like, I'm actually okay with that.
Yeah, right.
I don't care, and then Sandra can do what she wants,
Right.
and that's up to her. Thank you.
I think it's between at least Dane and Rachel.
Yeah. I think I want to take Dane. I don't think he can get more jury bucks than me.
That's exactly it. And
Depending on how I spend it.
Rachel's pitching getting out Dane and having a strong final three. But I don't think.
What connections does Rachel have on the jury? Because the only one I know for sure is Claire. And I know Claire won't vote for me because I lied to her.
Claire, well, I liked her too.
That's fair.
And Claire trusted all of us,
Yep.
at least.
But if I know neither of us are getting Claire's vote, I'd rather take you. Because I think that Rachel will get Claire's vote. So
who
you
else
mean
is,
Dane.
who else is taking? Who else would Rachel get? Probably
Potentially Morgan.
Morgan. Possibly Julia. I don't know.
So that's already too many for me.
Yeah.
But
Dane, I don't
you're an
see-
unknown for me because I haven't worked with you much. I know you're quiet
Well,
for the most part, but like I don't
I'm
know.
like, I've been looking out for you. Like final seven when we solidified that final four. Like final four, right?
No, you're right, and we made that happen. I think
exactly.
I've already made up my mind.
Okay.
I'm gonna vote Rachel.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd like it to be you, me, and Dane.
Okay.
That's all I thought.
It's actually a lot more tougher of a point than we thought.
I know. We just
Honestly, good for her though.
Sorry.
We were so focused on Dalton
Yes.
for the majority of it. Then we started going to bonds between people.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised no one went for us three.
I know. And also, I'm surprised. I mean, obviously, it was Claire and I last time, but I'm kind of surprised no one went for me and Claire because I know her and it's a crush on each other. But
Yeah, I knew that.
I was tight as
I was like, people were like, pitching the idea we should go out. Claire was like, oh,
yeah, she's with me. Yeah.
Rachel was like besties with her.
Yeah.
I feel like Rachel is better.
You want to go like bro code or something?
Yeah. I mean,
But
you've been my ride or die since the very beginning, so I don't want to touch you.
I know. I don't want to do it either. But me and Rachel talked, and I came with this idea. We just all voted each other, and then Sandra decides. So there's like no guilt with it.
That is something to do.
Although the guilt would be placed on Sandra, but I mean, it would. I mean, I just.
Well, we can just ensure our safety right now.
I know.
I understand that idea because that way Rachel or whoever goes home, could be you, could be me, wouldn't be bitter at anybody. But at this point, like, as long as we vote together, we guarantee a tie. If there's a tie, there's a challenge to decide what happens. And I feel like, you know, Rachel has up for anything. So
I know.
we could probably beat her.
You totally could.
So he was saying that me, him, and Luke should all vote for each other, and then we would be the deciding person. Ah, that is interesting. And we would propose that. And I'm actually fine with that. I don't want the guilt to really do. And if you, I'd be happy if you did. And I trust you enough, like, to do that. And that's not what you want to do. Like, that's fine. But I think it is what you want anyway.
That's not a bad idea.
I don't know what Luke's gonna say.
Yeah, talk to him and see because like that makes sense to me.
Okay, because
It's
I'm fine
such
with
a
that.
Dane plan to do.
It is.
That's so
I don't really want him there, but I think if then like at least.
Sandra told me she wanted to take you.
I know. She did. She told me that too. She
I'm got a little unsure about whether she would take me or Rachel. I think she was kind of lying to me. I'm not sure though.
Right. Okay. And that's why I was like suggesting we do. She just chooses between us. But also, I know that we would have the strength in number if we wanted to vote against Rachel. Like
I think I want Dane in all three because
I'm in it?
Yeah, I'm almost positive. I'm almost positive I can beat him in jury.
Oh, so
he's
you
not
want
done anything. Especially when at the very end he's still trying to not vote.
Okay, wait, so now you're scaring me. Would you want? Oh my god, now you're scaring me. Alright, then you want Dane? Oh, you're just saying that. I mean, what are you gonna do? You can't.
I'm just saying I want Dane.
Yeah, oh, you do? Okay, well that's
I want
interesting because I thought you were gonna vote.
I thought I was too, but I think I could beat him. Does he have a lot of connections on the jury?
That's true.
But if you want like a more guilt-free option, then we can do all three. I don't know what you want to do. If you want a more
I'd
assured
rather
option.
do straight up vote for Rachel.
Okay.
So
But we do want to be like honest though. Remember?
I'm gonna be honest to Rachel, but I think I'm gonna vote her out. But I don't know. I'd rather be honest than like.
Right, that's what we. Did you hear that? We were saying like we wanted to be open and honest, no matter what
She
we
was
did.
saying for you. I'm gonna be honest. She pitched you to me.
Well, who else would she pitch?
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. But you're with me 100%.
Okay.
Thinking this in terms of your best interest, if Dane does go, especially if we do the three of us, he looks like a really, really good guy out there. He's literally never lied to anybody. Yeah.
But has he outplayed?
I mean, he's one
He's
challenge.
outlasted. That's like it. Did he outwit it? I mean, I guess he found an idol.
That's interesting.
I know it is interesting. It depends on how the jury sees it, and
Yeah.
it depends on how he spins it.
I would have assumed, from my perspective, that like the jury would want him more than like
So you would take him over. You would take.
I would take Luke. I feel like Luke is also because like he's like just more along with every plan that's happened. Dane has won challenges and he's proposing this like really good guy thing that I would want to do with him, but like I also am not good enough where I'm like
More on board for the idea of doing the 1-1-1.
Well, let's just tell her to do the 1-1-1 and then we don't do that.
That'd be such a betrayal, though. And I'd feel so bad.
We have to do what we have
If we're
to
not
do
gonna do it,
to that.
we need to tell her.
Okay. But we have to make sure for a fact that Sandra's voting Rachel. She's
That's
not
true.
gonna tell me that.
That's true.
the thing.
That is true.
If you guys do force the three-way tie, I think it'd be like I get it. I just don't know that Luke is gonna go for that. I don't know.
yeah. If you don't think Luke is going to go for that, then either he's going to go for me or Dane. And so I thought he would go for Dane, but then you're saying you want to keep him. So now I'm like, oh, and almost like it's me.
So my initial thought was to take you and Dane to the final three.
Yeah.
That was my initial thought.
Yeah.
Since Luke is a toss-up for me, I don't know how he would be on the jury. I don't know what his connections are on the jury. Then I started thinking about Dane and thinking what you said. Like, do I take Dane and say that he's not done anything? Or do I...
It just comes down to morals. Or morals.
Yeah, like you're not willing to do.
I mean, I know it probably should come to this. Most players would do this, but like, I just.
Do you want to just do the 1-1-1 thing?
That's totally up to you. If you really want to risk that, if you want to be in the top three, I can like talk to Sandra more.
I'm
time
gonna
who
talk
she
to
would-
Rachel again.
I'm gonna talk to Sandra and see who she would choose if we did that option.
Okay.
Okay, then I'll report right back to you.
Okay. Dane told me about like the 1-1 thing.
Yeah, what do you think?
I'm scared that could send me home, so I don't want to do that. I don't fully trust Sandra right now.
The way it sounds to me is I'm kind of worried that her plan is actually to vote me out. And so I was
That's
trying.
what it sounded like she was telling me earlier.
That's what I think. That's why I was trying so hard to convince her Dane is a bigger threat, and I mean that. I genuinely don't want him there. Like I think you make more sense than anything else. So I am worried that she's lying to me and she just wants to get me out.
You want to do a three-way tie?
Yeah.
First three-way tie.
Which is a possibility. I didn't think.
Does he even want to do it?
He's like on the edge about it. Like,
Okay, 'cause I feel like
he was asking like if I really wanted it. I feel like he was saying he would do it. Well, who would you choose if we did that?
Luke is an unknown for me because I don't exactly know how many connections he has on the jury.
Rachel does have connections. She has at least she was telling me she was tight with Claire.
Yeah, I know for sure she's gonna be Claire. I don't know anything else before that.
No, I don't know. Because
Well, if we do the 1-1-1 thing,
well, then it's really whatever she wants. Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say?
I think we'd all be hopeless essentially. Like Sandra would be the one taking that shot. Also, like who would vote for who? Because then that puts a lot of trust in other people.
Well, what do we do? Because it's like if we decided not to do the 1-1-1, which I'm not saying that we have.
Yeah.
Then it's like okay, you and me have to vote for Dane, assuming we're voting together.
Yeah.
And then what do we tell Dane? Because they could just pick it
Another
like
two.
another two, and I don't know.
That's
do you
what
want
I
to do the
have to.
three-way tie?
Well, that wouldn't be me. That'd be you guys doing this three-way tie.
Right. And then you
And then I
decide
would be
on
the
it.
deciding vote.
Would you want to do that, or would you want?
Yeah, if Luke does that. Like if you do the three-way tie.
Who would you choose?
That's a good question.
If you choose to vote out Rachel, then it wouldn't even matter in the first place. We could just vote out Rachel initially.
True.
But
Yeah, can you give me a minute to think?
Yeah, for sure.
I underestimated how hard this decision was gonna be. I'm trying trying to separate right now friendships from what's happened in this like season, because I'm gonna try to spin it to where like we're voting based off of this season. So I'm trying to like pretend like people that didn't know each other prior, because that's what I worry about, is that people are gonna be like loyal to their friendships and not to the season.
I'm honestly, like, if I'm gonna be straight up, like, I'm in between doing the 1-1-1 thing and just like, because Dane seemed really like good with either doing that or voting for you. Yeah. And I'm scared that if I don't vote for you, that I might go home.
Yeah.
And it would suck. I mean, it's gonna suck for everyone else.
Yeah.
And I didn't want this to happen.
In my dream world, considering the circumstances, we would do 1-1-1 and she'd vote for Dane.
Yeah,
because
she's taking Dane, she told me.
That's what she just told me, but I tried to convince her out of it. Out of genuine interest for her. I'm not fucking around. Like, obviously I want to be in it. It protects me if the three of us are in it, but I'm not even getting, like, Dane seems like he has potential. So
I'm in the top 3. Let's go. Anyway, but I think I'm confirmed in the top 3. Sandra wants me with her in the top 3, but I think we're gonna do a 3-way tie, and Sandra decides on who's going to vote the last person. There's just the other option of straight up voting someone out altogether, but I don't know, there's more guilt on everyone's shoulders versus just Sandra's. Are we on a 3-way tie?
well, I literally said this when you proposed that. I was like, we might as well just talk to 4 of us, because I'd rather this not be a blind side, because I care about
I wanna be
honesty.
open.
Well, who would vote for me?
Oh, well,
Like, it would be circular.
Yeah.
So, like,
I vote Rachel,
I'm fine with,
and then you vote me,
okay.
and then Rachel votes you.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm okay with that, but obviously, like, it looks kind of bad from the position I'm in.
Why?
Of like, just like the different things I hear, like, oh man, maybe I'm just getting tricked, but I feel comfortable, this is me being as honest as possible, with us doing a 3 and then her deciding, because I don't. Also, even if one of us turned against the other person, it's still 2v2 at the end of the day. Like, even if we decided to break this up, and like you and me were like, oh, let's vote for Luke, like, it doesn't really work out. You know, it's still gonna be a 2-2.
I
Sorry.
think I'm gonna keep my vote to myself, guys. Sorry. So I'll let
Okay.
you guys decide what you want.
Do you want to just do the 1-1-1 thing?
Low key.
So I'll vote for you, you vote for Rachel, Rachel votes for me.
Yes.
Okay. Can I shut to Dane for like 1 second? Okay. I get, basically, I was gonna say, our only option for me to save myself 100% is if April flipped on you, but I know you don't want to do that, and I don't want to let you do that, so it's.
All right, come on in. Sandra, Luke, Dane, and Rachel. One of you is about to be the 15th person voted out of this game. Jury, come on in. We have Jonah, Ryan, Morgan, Dalton, Sebastian, Julia, and Claire voted out at the last tribal council. Okay. How was that last challenge?
Tough. It was fun.
Fun? Glad you enjoyed it.
fun.
It was a mix between like athleticism and like actual like.
The puzzles are always the great equalizers. That's why they use them. Yeah.
Enjoyed running.
You enjoyed running? Well, I'm glad. Are you guys like last travel, or you're just ready to go vote, or do you have something to say?
I mean, I'm ready.
I've had so much fun.
Yeah, I think it's been great.
We gotta get a group hug after this.
All right. Sandra, did you have other players coming up to you vying for your vote since you are immune?
Yeah, that definitely did happen. Everybody got to talk to me one-on-one,
Everyone pled their case?
and we all talked as a group as well. So,
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
And you guys come to a consensus as a group?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We decided we're gonna vote 1-1-1 and let Sandra decide. We thought that'd be most fair.
Wow.
Very heavy.
So you're voting Dane, Dane's
Voting.
voting Rachel, Rachel's voting Luke.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So we
And
need to go?
are you guys sure that you're gonna stick to that? Do you want to vote?
We might as well, I mean,
I'm
I'm
100%.
Yeah.
I'm 100% I'm not switching, but I want to go write it down.
Okay.
But I mean
Yep.
it. I'm saying.
All right.
Name.
Yes.
So you guys will vote.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, Rachel, you're up.
This will be what we agreed to. As long as everyone sticks to our plan, this won't be personal.
We're going for a 3-way tie. Sandra, the decision's up to you.
I didn't want to have to do that.
The craziest one so far. Like,
For the last time, I will go tally the votes. First vote, Luke. Second vote, Rachel. Third vote, Rachel. And the 15th person voted out of Survivor FSU, Players versus Pawns, is Rachel. Rachel?
What did I paying you?
I thought you were jumping.
I was going to jump on you. That's fine. Thank you.
Rachel, take your bow. Rachel, the tribe has spoken.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
I can take Dane. He's done a few things, but he's not made any decisions for himself at all. Luke seems to be quiet. I don't know that he's a huge threat. I know that Rachel has at least some connections. I guess I'm taking Dane and Luke to the end. That's what I'm doing. All right. I'll tell you when.
Time's up. On for tribal council.
I can't stick to the 1-1-1. I'm hoping you both kept your word so that this works out for me. But as soon as Dane proposed that to me, I knew I could expose it to take the shot at you.
As long as everyone sticks to our plan, this won't be personal.
Sandra, the decision's up to you.
Rachel, this is nothing personal. I think that of the three decisions that I have, the three choices that I have, you had probably the best gameplay, and that's why I don't want you in the final three. Sorry.
Congratulations to you three. You have gone as far as you can go in this game. And now the power shifts from you to the people you helped vote out, the jury. They will ask you a series of questions and you will answer them, and they will determine who becomes the sole survivor of Survivor FSU Season 5 Players vs. Pawns. Congratulations. You each will get a 2-minute opening statement. The jury will be able to ask you one question or make one remark to each of you three or all three of you. Then you each will have a 2-minute closing remark, and the jury will vote for the winner.
Well, I'm gonna start out with apologizing to Rachel because I know I kind of screwed you over there, but that kind of ties in. I was really scared of Sandra flipping on me and taking me out, and I needed to do what was best for me in the individual portion of the game. And that's been my strategy pretty much the whole time. I had a pretty strong pre-merge considering I never had to go to tribal council. So strategizing wasn't something that I really had to do there, but that's when I focused on building connections that could help get me further. Dane was that person. Dane was someone who I thought I could work with. I could control in the sense that I feel like he would do what I wanted him to do. And he came to me with information that helped me get further, and I knew that I was safe if Dane was in the game. I knew Dane had the idol for a very long time. Dane told me he was going to use that on me if he won immunity at Final 5. That was something that I needed to keep in because that was going to get me further. I had to be adaptable the whole time from going to being on the right side of the boat with Jonah and then being on the bottom with Morgan and Dalton going home. That was not part of the plan. And I had to integrate myself, build new alliances, new connections that got me to the final 7 where I was able to win immunity and set up a final 4 with myself, Sandra, Dane, and Rachel that I felt pretty confident that I could go to the end with. Especially if Sandra didn't win that immunity, I was unsure. But when she did, I agreed to the 1-1-1 because I knew that if I flipped on Rachel and it was 2 or 3 to 1, that I could have some agency in getting someone who I thought could
10 seconds.
Because I thought I would have voted for you to win if you were here. So to me, you were just too much of a threat, and that's what got me here.
All right. Sandra, you're up next. 2 minutes starting now.
All right, my strategy coming in was basically make it to the merge. That was all I could think about. If I was going to play, I just wanted to make it to the merge. I knew I wouldn't do well in challenges because of my injuries. So I was like, make it to the merge, lay low a little bit. I was really, really, really counting on and hoping that the last couple of immunity challenges that were individual would be puzzle-based. They were. That was just lucky on my part. But as far as Jonah, I had no part in you being voted out and didn't want you voted out at that point, and actually thought that screwed my game really bad at that moment, especially because Ryan, you stayed in. I chose you, Ryan, as kind of like my arch nemesis, I guess, because I wanted to have one, And because we didn't work together, you came on kind of strong to me, and I was like, it's gonna be Ryan for me. So I thought too, because of your strategizing, I was like, I don't want to align with you because I was worried that you would be putting targets on your back, and so I just kind of kept a distance. That's why I made the decisions I made with you. Morgan, I didn't really want you voted off, but I felt like I tried multiple times to work with you. I wasn't getting any kind of anything back, so I just wasn't sure with you. Dalton and Julia, I would have sat here with you 100%. I got so many votes off of you, Dalton, it's not even funny. And I did orchestrate the Sebastian vote. I had to just be honest with you, Sebastian, because we never got to talk, we never got to do anything together or strategize together, so I just had to be like, hey, I'm honestly just voting for you. Because I was trying to play an honest game as much as humanly possible, and I was trying to get votes off of Dalton. At the very last minute, what I did was go around to every group and tell everybody that, oh, it's gonna be between these two people, and it's gonna be between Sebastian
10
and
seconds.
yeah, it's gonna be between Claire and Sebastian, and they don't know, nobody can make a decision. So at the very last minute, I was like, Sebastian, 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 and that's what ended up happening. But I wasn't expecting what happened with that. Back to you, Rachel.
All right, Dane, you ready? 2 minutes now.
So I made a message for each one of you guys. For Dalton, I wanted to say that our little rivalry ended bittersweet, and since the game of spoons was cut and it was cut too short, it could have lasted and spiced things up until now. It would have been really fun to see. For Rachel, I wanted to say that we've been friends since day one. We were OGs, Bishop OGs, and I'm glad we could have made it to the Final Four together. You were real and honest with me all the way to the end, and I'm grateful you were an awesome teammate. For Claire, I wasn't sure if what you said about Sandra was true in the end, about saying she would vote with you. So if it was true, I wanted to see if it would go to tiebreaker, so I didn't vote with you. I'm sorry for that, but and it ended up not being true. And we bonded. It's funny how we bonded with rock paper scissors before the show started, and we bonded with it on the trap merge together when we were on Okawa, and we helped achieve your first win. For Morgan, your stories were very funny while we sat together, and I'm sorry we couldn't share those gushers or pretzels after you were voted out. Ryan, our bond too with the rock paper scissors. It was before the show, and it's a shame that we only got to be teammates together on Bishop. I think together we would have been unstoppable. Julia, I'm sorry in the end it had to become between you and me. We probably would have made a great team too, and I'm sorry that it was just such an unfortunate ending. Sebastian, I knew you was a bro. When we met eyes, I was trusting you even when everyone voted against you, and I'm glad I stuck through with that. Jonah, the fact that you chose to enter this out of the blue was so sick, and it was cool enough that you made it as far as you did, all the way up to the merge. Rachel, wait, no, sorry, I already
10 seconds.
Anyway, and I'm grateful to have played along with every one of you, and Sandra and Luke. You guys are awesome.
All right, we will now move into the jury questions for each and any one of you. Do you all have your questions ready?
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna start with you, Jonah.
Yeah. Us jury members would like to ask this question to each of y'all. You can start us off, Luke. Why do you believe you should win over your two competitors? And you can take it down the line.
Okay, well, I'll start with why I think I'm better than Dane, more deserving. Dane was someone who I think pretty much had no agency in the game. He wasn't very strategic. For a long time, it just looked like he was along for the ride. He was someone that I knew 9 times out of 10 I could go up to, tell him who to vote for, and I could count on him voting that way. It was someone who I think didn't really use their strategy in a way to get themselves further, but Dane was someone who got me further. And so for that reason, I feel like Dane not doing hardly any strategy is not something that you should reward. Sandra is someone who honestly, like we've talked about this, we don't really know a lot about each other's games because we really haven't spent much time together talking about strategy. And what I can say, I feel like I had like genuine bonds with everyone. I really tried to work with everyone that I could. I can't speak much for Sandra's game. just because I'm unaware. What I can tell you is what I did. I tried to do what was best for me. It didn't always work out that way. We had casualties along the way, but in the end, I did what I had to do to get me here, and so that's why I think I'm from Missouri.
All right, I'm gonna start with, I will echo everything that was said about Dane's game. I brought Dane here to the final three because I feel like there were times he could have even made a move and chose not to. Even in this final vote, when something could have been done or a decision could have been made, it was his idea to force the 1-1-1-1 vote. And I thought, as soon as I was told that, I thought that is such a Dane thing to do, because like even in the last vote, he didn't want to vote. Like even in the last vote, he's like, let's just not vote, because he didn't want to feel guilty about voting. I will be honest and say that I did not come here to like make connections with every person. What I did was make an alliance right off the bat, which I did. And I just watched at first and decided who I wanted to pick. The reason I picked you, Dalton, is because I knew you'd get far, but you were going to be too much of a competitor and you would have targets on your back later, and I wouldn't have to vote you out, which I didn't have to do. And I didn't want to do, because I would have liked to go to the end with you, but I wasn't sure that you'd make it. So that was the decision that I made. Julia, I just didn't have the numbers to stay with you anymore. It was the only reason I made the decision I made is I knew I didn't have the numbers, and I was like, well, I'm not going to be on the other side of that vote. I wanted to play. I wanted to play the game. I had an arch nemesis, which I wanted. No offense, Ryan. It just worked out that way. For Rachel, that last move, I wanted it to be surprising for the jury. I wanted them to think one thing was going to happen. I wanted something else to happen. I also wanted to ensure that no one flipped and forced a tie, because I didn't think I could beat you. That's true. I thought you had more connections on the jury than I did. And I kept thinking I would rather take these two. Because Luke, I feel like, is a really nice guy. I like playing with Luke. But there wasn't a lot of there wasn't like a lot of big moves from either of these two. That's why I brought them here. I do think we outlasted, obviously, but I think I outplayed them. Hopefully I outwitted them as well, because I did orchestrate several of the votes.
My strategy going into this was, I wanted to be a pretty honest person, and honestly, their responses were a little, painfully honest. Maybe I was going this a little too lighthearted, and the reason I wasn't so adamant or trying to strategize and I was just trying to find the idol was because I knew if I started strategizing, it would start maybe drama, or I'm saying we vote this one person, we vote the other, and then there's just gonna be negative views of each other, and I just didn't really want to get into that so early in the game. So I wanted to bond with my team, and that's how I feel like it went with the people on Bishop. We won every single match. That I was grateful for, but which is why I wasn't really adamant on making moves so much that it would put someone else's feelings on the line. I didn't want to hurt Rachel or any of you guys, and it got me this far, and I'm really grateful for that, and it seems like it's working. And and I was open to ears on whoever would make a choice, and most of the time whatever the first one I heard, I'd stick to that, because I didn't want to end up breaking other people's hearts, where I'd choose one side and then they realize I just betrayed them. So very honest with my game. I actually accidentally revealed that Luke had an idol at one point to Morgan. That was my bad, but I don't know if I really regret it up to this point. I think I did.
I am going to put a 1.5-minute cap on your answers, so we're not here for 3 hours. All right? All right. You're up, Ryan, to ask your question.
Okay, my question goes to Luke. Luke, we made a final three alliance, me, you, and Morgan. And then 10 minutes later, we got to tribal, and I looked at you and I said, Luke, it's gonna be me. Please use your idol on me. And you got up, reached in your bag, took out your idol, thought about it, and then you played it on yourself, knowing that I was probably going home and Morgan could be going home next. What, in that moment, what was your thinking going forward, knowing that our alliance probably was not going to survive?
At that moment, I had to do what was best for myself. When I knew Dalton was going to be safe, and I knew I voted for Dalton, my thought was, okay, well, how do I know that it's not going to be me? Right? I had been told you but how do I know they weren't lying to me and were just gonna vote for me? I was paranoid. And at that point, I had to keep myself in the game and not you. Because if you were in the game and I wasn't, and the joke was on me, then I'm sitting there and you could possibly be here. And I wanted to be here, not over there. And so I had to use that idol on myself and guarantee myself to be here. You had to go home there. It sucked. It's not what I wanted, but it's what ended up happening. But at the end of the day, playing that idol for myself was something that got me here and not over there.
I respect that. Thank you.
All right. Morgan?
I feel like a lot of you touched on it, but I know that a lot of us really wanted you guys to go deeper into the whole final vote because it was a bit shocking, but I really think that because so much happened in that few short moments, we really want to know like the deep dive, let us know like what exactly made you flip, and we were also wondering potentially, was it Rachel saying that she wanted to write it down instead of just going with it and trusting each other in that moment?
Can I start this one?
Go ahead. Minute and a half, so we know.
So what I did for this one, and this was a tough choice for me to make. Once I decided that I didn't think I could beat you, Rachel, you went off to talk to Dane. I immediately turned to Luke and I said, I'm voting Rachel. Vote Rachel. And the reason I did that is to ensure that you got voted out and that there wasn't a tie and that no shenanigans were happening, because I didn't want the chance of you staying because I didn't think I could beat you. I thought that you had better connections. I thought that I was worried that like your personality and the jury would like you, and I mean, you scared me. So, and I liked working with you, but that fear was like, I'm just gonna make sure that I go ahead and do that. And there were several votes I did that where I was like, hey, I changed it at the last minute and then that thing happened. And that is what I came in here to do. I tried to play really hard, so.
Okay, so I'll take the next. So, as soon as I heard that Dane wanted to do 1-1-1, I laughed because I was a little shocked. I'm not gonna lie, because I thought that was kind of stupid. But then as I was sitting there talking with Dane, I realized I could manipulate that situation to my advantage. If I knew for sure that Dane was going to be 1-1-1, then I knew that as long as I voted for Rachel, someone else was voting for Rachel, I was gonna have at least 2 votes for Rachel, right? So as soon as I heard about that plan, I knew I could manipulate it to my advantage. And it could have either been 2-1-1 or it could have been 3-1, which it ended up being. That's just how our split worked. So I feel like, that was my move. I was scared that Sandra was gonna vote for me, so I knew that like, at the very least, I could force a tiebreak by voting for Rachel.
And part of me knew that would happen, so I tried to suggest it to you that instead Luke votes you, and then I would vote Luke. But I guess that idea never came to fruition. And also, for those moments, they never really happened to me. I was always set on like a thought, and I never let it change the last second. Hence with Sebastian, stuck through with my vote, and I didn't even realize everyone changed their vote at all. I never knew that. I heard that it was a thought, but I thought enough people would still be on board with not voting.
All right. Dalton.
Yeah, my question is for Sandra. We've been together since day one. You're the first person I talk strategy with. What I want to know is how did you pivot your gameplay after I got hurt?
Oh yeah, that was a little bit difficult. Luckily, I feel like I had padded the situation a little bit beforehand because I was solid with you, but almost nobody knew that. Because I was like, yeah, I'll vote Dalton. That makes sense. He's a threat. Every one of you at some point, I was like, listen, I'm not against it. I did tell him that I'm not going to write his name down. I don't care if he goes, but I'm not going to write his name down. There was a couple of other times when I said, like, yeah, I'll vote early on. I'll vote Dalton. But I never did, and I always got the vote switched. After you left, I was like, luckily, there was nobody knew that we were in an alliance whatsoever. So that kept me alive, I think, for a long time after that, because I set it up so that everybody was like, no, I'm not loyal to Dalton. I just told him I wouldn't write his name down, that's all. So yeah, but we were in an alliance the entire time, and I never would have broken it. By the way, I came in here with the goal to have an alliance and never break it.
I would have never wrote your name down.
The reason I didn't tell you, Julia, that I would never write your name down is because I was afraid I'd be in a situation where I'd have to. So I made sure to not make that promise to you. I didn't want to lie to you.
Good.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, Sebastian.
All right. So when you look at all of us here, do you guys see more friends and foes? And what would you say to any one of us to mitigate that or to make it better?
You can start, Luke.
Okay. To be honest, I mean, I see friends. I don't think I've made enemies with anyone. I hope no one feels that way towards me. But I mean, like we talked about this a lot. I genuinely liked every single person. Like I thought everyone was really cool. I was like really thrilled with the cast when I started playing, and like everyone was very genuine, very like cool to hang out with, talk to. In a game sense, like Sandra said, Ryan was her arch nemesis. I was very threatened by Claire, Julia, and Sebastian. I was that final 7 vote where I locked in this final 4. I had in my mind Sebastian was going at 7, Claire was going to go after, and Julia at 5. Claire ended up winning immunity at 6, so Julia had to go in 6, and then Claire ended up going at 5. So I did want to work with Julia. She was loyal. However, I was so scared that she was going to win because I just felt like after the Jonah vote where, a lot of my allies were going home, I was scared that she was really taking a lot of control of the game and that was going to screw me in a final fight with her. So.
I see all friends. I really, really enjoyed this. I wanted to do this so bad, and I had a lot of other things going on this weekend that I was like, no, I'm doing Survivor. So I was really the whole time, honestly, just happy to be here. I think I told each of you that at one point. That is the truth. I'm a huge Survivor fan, and this is my dream school. So doing something like this at this school is like, it blows my mind. But I don't apologize for any of the decisions that I made, because I tried really, really hard to orchestrate enough votes that at the end people could be like, I was playing a game. I was trying to be friendly, I was trying to be nice, because that's who I am. I'm also a really bad liar, I'm horrible. So Claire, the only one I'd apologize to is actually you, because I lied right to your face. And this was an issue of, I changed my mind. At the very last second, I don't have a good reason for you, I was tired. I think I had confused myself at one point on what I was gonna do, and I just made a call and I went with it. So I don't have a good reason for you. I'm genuinely sorry that I lied to your face. I tried not to do that with most people. There was only a couple I had to, and then like even when like I don't know, I couldn't do anything with Sebastian. I'm just like, bro, I'm voting for you. I even had to be honest about that. There's gonna be people that know me that cannot believe I'm sitting here. I've always been told I could never do this game because I'm incapable of lying. So that was difficult for me, but I don't regret anything that I did.
All right. Dane?
I just saw this event at the involvement fair at the union, and when I saw it, I was like, whoa, this is like, because I was so tired after walking through all the clubs, and I saw this, I was like, this is so cool. And so time goes by and here I am, and crazy, I'm grateful. Like I got to be in a cast with you guys. It's a lot nicer than I thought it'd be, because on TV you see how dramatic and there's so much more tension in the air. I mean, it's for $1 million. I feel like I'm friends with all you guys, and I can't wait to get your Instagrams after this. But there is guilt. There is heavy guilt, maybe because I played such an honest game. Sorry, Claire, I had to end that way, and Morgan. I mean, sorry, Julia. I'm sorry, Morgan. I just saw you in the chromatic. But I'm really happy with the way I took things with you guys. And it led me up to here, so I couldn't be more grateful and
happy. Julia?
Okay, I had a question prepped, but Sandra answered it in the opening statements. So I've been trying to think since then what I'm gonna ask you, but I think I landed on it. You've mentioned multiple times that you like orchestrated a lot of votes. From my perspective, because we were in such a close alliance, I didn't want to be the person saying the name, so I tried my best to come to you with like 2 options and then try to get you to pick. And in my eyes, I don't think that's necessarily orchestration. I think that's more of a collaboration between an alliance, and like that happens with all 3 of us. So I want to know a specific example of when you truly orchestrated the vote, or potentially even the swap of the vote. I know you touched on that with like the Dalton Sebastian, so maybe not that one, but something about you specifically orchestrating it.
Sure. Think about what you just said at the first part. Why is my brain not functioning?
Mine's already
Yeah,
over
sorry.
here.
No, let me collect my thoughts for like a second. You're fine.
Wait, till you start answering.
Okay, yeah, so sorry. Maybe it's a difference in like how we're defining the terms, because I agree with you that we were collaborating on almost everything, especially you and I. We collaborated on everything until you were gone. What I did that was different is something I picked up from being in the military. What was happening was a whole lot of not decisions being made. I was getting a lot of wishy-washy answers from every single group I was in. They were like, yeah, okay, well, we could do this, we could do this, we could do this. Nothing was decided, break up, go talk to somebody else. We could do this, we could do this. All I did was take ideas that I thought would be in my best interest and spread them. That was how I orchestrated votes. And I did that with almost every vote, especially the Sebastian vote. I don't know how that worked, to be honest. This was really like a shot in the dark for me to just be like, I'm just gonna tell everybody. It's Sebastian, it's Sebastian, it's Sebastian. Somehow that worked. With Rachel, I told Luke to vote for you. He did tell me he was planning on voting you anyways. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's all I did. Was I had these ideas, I would put ideas in people's heads, or I would take ideas. I was listening to everybody's ideas, and when nobody could make a decision, I would go around and say, it's this, I'm hearing this. And I said that to a lot of you. I've heard, the numbers are there. I have heard this is what I'm hearing over and over and over again. This is gonna be what it is. And a lot of times, I was on the right side of the vote for most of these votes, the entire time. I wish I could remember them all so that I could go through them, but I can't. But I voted for almost every single one of you sitting in that chair.
Can I add something? Am I allowed?
Go ahead.
Is that okay?
I'll cap you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say, I feel like, again with the Rachel thing, like, as soon as I heard it was 1-1-1, I was set on voting for Rachel because I knew I could exploit that. So I feel like that's a move I made, not so much Sandra. And then also with the Sebastian vote, on the vote where, like, everyone switched to Sebastian last second, he didn't go home that round, right? He made it to the next round because he played a shot in the dark. And I actually can't remember who went home at that one. I think it was Dalton.
Yeah,
sorry. And so once we got to final 7, like that's when I knew that Claire and Sebastian had to be broken up. And so I feel like I was the one that pushed for that because I also had immunity. And that's when I set up my final 4 and the next 3 votes that would get me to that final 4.
I slightly disagree.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just because I think this, as a consensus, we knew that we had to break them up, and I was
100%.
gunning for Sebastian, so I was hardcore pushing that. So I don't know if that's like necessarily like your choice, but no, like
the only thing I did at the end was when nobody could choose, I just picked you, and I told everybody it was you, and that's what happened.
Claire?
Well, he
it was
part of that
directed. It was directed at Sandra. He interjected. Do you want to interject? Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, it was directed at Sandra. No, you're good. Okay. Is there anything you want to interject while we're on it? Of like, I guess, was there any vote that you orchestrated?
The only orchestrating I really did was pleading for. Wait, it was Claire and your guys' vote. I guess. No, it was everyone's vote against. Everyone voted against.
Was it against me?
It was you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Because it was either me or
that was
you.
the only. That was my only orchestrating. Was just pleading for.
But I don't think you had to plead much because I think their minds were made up.
You think?
From what I've heard, yeah.
Good? All right, Claire.
Okay, so I feel like in Survivor, like a big part of it is obviously strategy. Like as a jury, we want exciting moves, we want all this stuff to happen. My question is kind of for Dane. I feel as though what I noticed through a lot of votings was everyone was grouping up and you were always by yourself looking for an idol for like, I swear, hours.
Eventually.
Yeah. And then I feel as though I assume it just kind of came to where you would look and look and look until Trevor's ready and you said, what did we decide on? And you would go with that. So I suppose, as a strategist, what are your highlights in that sense of why we should vote for you?
Well, I sort of stated this earlier. I just said that, like, I didn't want to get into too much drama, especially like early into the game or early into the merge. So I wanted to look for the idol and just be like, stay out of trouble for the most part. And then I'd come across conversations and I'd join in and I learned some things. And then that's kind of where I get my basis and go there. But like while I'm looking, I keep finding conversations to join into. So it's like I was like dual tasking, multitasking, and I mean, I think it was, in my opinion, in my eyes, it was pretty effective. I mean, I found the idol, and no one knew. So, yeah.
All right, Rachel.
So my question is about honesty. I feel most instances, so sorry, Dan, I don't understand. I would say that I tried very hard to bring you into votes that maybe you weren't involved in. There were times where we were not on the same page, but it was absolutely out of necessity. I never really lied to you. I don't think I lied to any of you. You told me you didn't want to vote for Dalton, and I really wanted you to have that, so I worked really hard to not have to vote for you, Dalton. So I prioritized honesty for the two of you. When it was the final four, I had no power. I sat all four of us together and I said, I just want to be honest about what's going to happen. There was nothing I could have done if you two said you're going to vote for me. He wouldn't have flipped and done it.
Oh, yeah.
He was going to do that plan no matter what.
100%.
You said you didn't want to say anything and you lied and said you were going to go with it. Why, when I had no power, did you choose still to not be honest with me?
I mean, I'll start. Again, my fear was Sandra. When we had our first one-on-one, and she wasn't really looking at me eye to eye. It felt like she was lying to me when she said she was going to vote for you. And at that point, I was scared of going home, or at the very least, like a tiebreaker happening between us two, and figuring out like that puts my chance of being in the game at risk. Whereas I felt like I had to take agency of that 1-1-1 and use it to my advantage to be here. And I mean, I did tell you a little bit, I was maybe like considering voting for you. However, I know that I lied to you when I said like, you know, I was gonna stick to the 1-1-1. But at that point, it was about me getting here, and unfortunately, like that was a shot I had to take. And I felt really bad about it. But I had no other choice, I felt like at that point, to stay in the game.
My honest answer for this one is that I was going to vote you either way, and I just thought the 1-1-1 vote was super boring. I really did. I was like, I don't want that to be the final vote. So, and the only reason I talked to him is because you guys were off talking, and I was like, oh, this is a perfect opportunity. Vote Rachel. That's honestly all it was. I didn't want it to end like, I was gonna vote you either way, but this guaranteed you were out. And I was able to flip the vote at the last second again, so I did it.
Can I just ask, I feel like I didn't get an answer on my specific part of the question, which was like, you and him, the 1-1 didn't have to happen at all. Yeah. When we were sitting there, you two, I talked about it, and you guys could have said, we're not doing that, and I wouldn't have been able to do anything about it. But like, you still
I was scared I was in that same position is the thing. Because like, you could have easily talked to Dane or talked to Sandra and be like, oh, let's vote Luke, right? So I could have been the exact same situation. I knew Dane wasn't going home. Like, Sandra straight up told me that, and I was like, yeah, me too. I'm on the same page. I want to vote for Dane. So then it was us two. And, you know, at that point, it was just like anything I could do to save myself, because you two, you could have done what I did to you, right? You could have voted with Sandra to get me out. And so I knew that if I didn't, that my best shot was forcing the 1-1-1 and then flipping on it to ensure that I was here to be played. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. The other thing was the only person that knew I was doing that was Luke. And I kept it that way because I was hoping somebody would tell the jury that we were going to do we're all going to tie, and then Sandra's going to decide. And then it ended up not being that way. That's what I thought would be the shocker. And I was so happy actually when you guys were like, we decided that we were each gonna vote for one another. And I was like, yes, I wanted that said because I wanted it to be a shock. Because they were already like, what? They're each going to vote for one another? And then again, they were like, what? Everybody voted for Rachel? That is what I want.
So you prioritized shocking the jury over keeping our trust.
More of making an interesting ending, I would say. But I did lie to you. I did.
Rachel, are you satisfied?
Yeah.
All right. You each get a 2-minute closing statement. I started with you on the opening statement, so I will start with Dane on the closing statement. You have 2 minutes starting now.
I didn't expect it to be like, it actually felt like a week with you guys. Maybe more than that. How many days? What, 14 challenges or something. But I mean, like, I loved every one of them. I think I'm really lucky with the first team I got and the second one, and just getting all the way up to here. I wouldn't have changed it any other way, and I'm glad I made the bonds with each every one of you instead of choosing to lie to you so much. But there's still some strategy in there, but I didn't want to go home feeling like I had to sleep with a heavy guilt or regret. And honestly, I'm looking at it now and it's like, it feels a little too kind-hearted or wholesome or whatever. But I mean, it just came down to morals for me for most of my decisions, and that's just the way it went.
Or are you done?
Rock, paper, scissors tournament? Or paper, scissors, shoot. Yes! I always miss it. Dang! Don't move me.
I think I have mostly said everything that I want to say. The thing that popped in my head was I was watching a Survivor season one time with my husband, and there were some difficult things going on, some lying and everything. And I was like, man, I would love to be on the show. And he was like, you wouldn't be able to do the show. You're not capable. You can't even win One Night Ultimate Werewolf, which if you know what that game is, you have to lie about your role, and I lose every single game. So I can't lie. I have no poker face whatsoever. Towards the end of my game, after I'd lied to Claire, I was like, at this point, this deep in, I knew I was gonna have to lie. And it was hard. It was really hard for me. So I think the next time I was just like, I've already lied once. Like, it's kind of like I'm in this deep. I'm just gonna make it interesting at the end. That's literally what happened. Lying is tough for me too. But what stuck in my head was I was talking about, like, I think I'd go on Survivor, I'd play loyal, I'd get an alliance, I'd stay with it the whole time, I would never turn my back on anybody. He said even if that meant that it got you voted out. And I'd be like, yeah. He's like, so he walked me through that. And he said, do you think that if you played Survivor like that, real Survivor, you would come home and you wouldn't regret that you didn't actually play it? And that's what stuck with me. And that's all I could think of this whole time, is that I wanted an alliance, I wanted to be loyal, I wanted to say things and follow through with them. I also didn't want to play a straightforward, honest game, because it's just not how this game works. And that doesn't work out in the end, and you have to eventually turn on people. And I made the decision that I thought would be the best for me, and also just had a little bit of luck as well with winning those last few immunity challenges.
Okay, so I just want to say this was really fun. Like, I really enjoyed playing with all of you. Just to wrap up, like I said, I feel like I said a lot of things I wanted to say. But like a lot of the times, like my mom and I, like Survivor was our show. And so a lot of times when I was about to do something, I was like, I heard my mom in the back of my mind. Like, we always say when someone goes home with an idol in their pocket, they should have just played it. And so at that Ryan vote, I heard my mom in the back of my mind saying, why didn't you play it? Why didn't you play it? And so I knew I had to play that thing for myself. I knew that I had to do what would get me the furthest, what was best for me, not for other people. I ended up getting into, I had a couple final threes. I had a final three with us three, I don't know how genuine that was. And then it was gonna be us three, but then Sandra kind of threw a wrench in things, but we didn't do things. And so I tried to set myself up to where I felt like I had the best odds of making final three no matter who was left in the game. When after the Jonah vote and Ryan went home, I was scared, but I was able to keep myself in the game because apparently Morgan and I were an obvious pair, and they chose Morgan over me. I feel like that speaks to my ability of being appealing to people, willing to work, and that's what got me further. That's what allowed me to, at Final 7, really gather my numbers to figure out the next 3, possibly 4 votes, depending on who won the challenge, to get me to where I am right now. And so, yeah.
Second, are you good?
I'm good.
Good. All right, you 3 have done.
Luke, you think you're better than me?
No.
You 3 have done all that you can do. Now the power has completely shifted to the jury. They are going to go vote for who they want to win this game. I started with you, so I'm going to start with Rachel.
I disagree with what Sandra said. You should be able to win by playing an honest game. Great job, Dan.
Final thoughts, the best ones.
Sandra, you're my number 1 the whole game. You saved my ass countless times, and I hope you win this game.
Exactly how I wanted to be answered, and I can't argue with someone going with what their mom would say. So that's exactly how I would have been.
Dane, Sandra, Luke, jury, thank you all for a fantastic game. This was by far our best season, in my opinion, I think. So give it a round of applause to all of us. Thank you all.
Thank you, crew.
Thank you, everyone.
Success.
Final time. I'll go tally the votes. I don't feel well.
You carried it.
First vote, Sandra. Second vote, Luke. 1 vote Sandra, 1 vote Luke. Third vote, Sandra. Fourth vote, Luke. 2 votes Sandra, 2 votes Luke. Fifth vote, Dane. We have no 0 vote finalists this season. Sixth vote, Sandra. 7th vote, Sandra. And the winner of Survivor FSU Season 5. Congratulations, Sandra.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Sandra, here's $1 million. And
Yes!
Wow!
I'm Sean Hartman, the founder of Survivor FSU, and today I'm going to be announcing the players for Survivor FSU Season 6 All-Stars. Let's read the names. From Season 1, Abby. Next player, also from Bellamy, Elle. Kyle. Tabor from Bellamy. Next starts players from Season 2, Paradise Park. We have Garrett from Paradise Park. Next player, Jasani from Paradise Park and Redemption. On to Season 3, Traditions. Our first player from Traditions, Aubrey. Next player, Jenna. Third player from Traditions is Tim. Our final player from Traditions, who is also on Redemption, is Mark. On to Season 4, Redemption. Our first player is Amelia. Next player, Hudson. Third player from Redemption is Jack. And the final player representing Survivor FSU Redemption is Ricky. And now we have players who just played in Season 5. These players had just 1 month between Season 5 and Season 6 All-Stars. The first player is Luke. The next player is Ryan. The third player from season 5 is Sandra. The final player from season 5 and the final player on Survivor FSU All-Stars is Sebastian. Drop down in the comments who you are rooting for Survivor FSU All-Stars. And big congratulations to Sandra for winning season 5. And stay tuned for Survivor FSU All-Stars.
Slightly personal, but also he really did sell himself a bit. I was listening to everyone else and I was like, man, that's a good answer. Man, that's a good answer. But like, I just think that it was a mix. It's a mix of head and heart for this one. So I'm sticking with Luke.
So I'm voting Sandra. I just think like her answers of how she orchestrated certain things they suffice for me. I think she did pretty well, honestly, and then I like how she admitted that there's some luck involved. I think you need luck to win Survivor. Just like the odds are not in your favor, so I like how she admitted that, so she's my winner.
I disagree with what Sandra said. You should be able to win by playing on this game. Great job, Dan.
I spelled the fuck out of this wrong. But as much as she wanted me out, she was a great player to the end.
Sandra, you're my number one the whole game. You saved my ass countless times, and I hope you win this game.
And I can't argue with someone going with what their mom would say. That's exactly how I would have lived.
Okay, I was very torn between Sandra and Luke, because Luke was very good. And I was like, I'm not gonna let my alliance with Sandra blind me. But she answered my question the way I needed it to be answered. And it swayed me. So now I'm gonna, Sandra made a comment about how she never made a promise to like not write my name down. And I never did it to her either, so I'm gonna write it right now. And if she doesn't win, I'm happy that she'll probably be runner-up, so Sandra, good game.